I wrestled for about 35 years. My name's Eddie. I'm a black belt on the Papa Santos here at Carlson, Gracie, Lakeland. I'm a green belt in judo. The thing that I really like about this school is that the camaraderie. There's no egos. You don't have that, well, you know what, I'm better than you. I'm going to smash you today. I think that there has to be some sort of humility for a school to prosper. Jiu-Jitsu is called a gentle art for a reason, and I think that when you have a school that wants everyone to help each other, that's the only way that you're really going to be able to prosper as a school. Sure, you have your hierarchy with the belts, and you have guys that are better than other guys, but you can't let your ego and your pride get in the way. Everybody taps. Everybody taps. I always kind of correlate Jiu-Jitsu to a language. And I tell people whenever they come in that they're like, as a white belt, you're basically learning your ABCs. You're just learning the alphabet. And as you progress into a purple belt, you start learning to slowly put words together. Small words. And as you progress through purple belt or blue belt, you put more and more words together. When you become a purple belt, you start putting sentences together. And those sentences start to flow. And you start putting things together, combinations together, paragraphs together. Then you become a brown belt, and you start writing paragraphs. And the paragraphs start to flow. And the sentences start to flow. And you go from one sentence into another without that difficult of a transition. Then you become a black belt, and you put everything that you've learned together to be able to write your midterm or your final paper. But it's really just the beginning, because at that point you start to learn. You start to learn that the foundation that you've developed is exactly that, is your foundation. Black belt is really a foundation for the rest of your life. A lot of the blue belts and the purple belts that spend a tremendous amount of time with the white belts. And I think that's real important, because I think that's the foundation to the school, is bringing people in and continuing to educate these guys, as they go through their progress.
I feel like Jiu-Jitsu is the most effective martial art in the world. I'm not knocking any of the other martial arts, but every day we come in here and we test our strength against other full-size human beings. We're practicing our art on other humans. Our strength against their strength. It's not. We're not practicing kata against an imaginary person. We're not. Practicing with weapons, because weapons aren't always going to be there. You can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. It becomes so obvious. How good you are really shows itself every time you get on the mat. You can't act like you know everything. So you got to be really honest with yourself, really humble. Whenever you start to lose, it doesn't. The sting goes away. You start to be happy for your teammates. That's another thing at this school, is just the level of camaraderie and brotherhood is like top notch. We're such a family. Very motivating environment. So it's Carlson, Gracie, Lakeland. We're part of the Carlson Gracie Federation. We're located at 921 Shadow Drive, Suite number 10. We got great training. This is real Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.